happening today, right now, that sort of puts an exclamation point, underlines and bolds the situation and how bad it could get. This is right out of the news, guys. The BBC iPlayer, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, it's a catch-up TV service that the BBC launched in December of last year. They betaed it in August, they launched in December. ISPs fear introduction of web broadcast will overload their networks as users download catch-up TV. ISP said this, not like the boogeyman, not analysts, not Hunter Newby. They said themselves. Internet groups warned the BBC over their plans. This is in August when they were doing the trials. Largest UK broadband providers threatening to pull the plug on the BBC. Oh, and what a difference a few months makes. Tiscali, BT, Carphone Warehouse. Funny that BT was in there. I think they're just being chummy with their friends, and 21CN actually is the only network that can make this thing work. The intolerable strain predicted, traffic shaping considered, ISPs demand 131 million. It wasn't dollars actually, it was pounds. That's a lot more than $831 million from the BBC for necessary upgrades to support this BBC video service over the web. Golly gee. ISPs don't have a real business model. We can't afford to support that application. So guess what? You're going to pay us 831 million pounds to build out our network to support your application. So the BBC comes back. This is just in April. They're having big fights. In 3 months, signed up 42 million programs. So basically, I think it was 42 million subscribers signed up to download or watch these services. They obviously believe the cost should be carried by the ISPs. And this is a quote from the BBC. Okay, content providers, they find their content being specifically squeezed, shaped, capped, could start to indicate on their sites which ISPs their content works best on and which to avoid. Whoa, that's quite a statement. BBC's like, we're not paying you any money. And oh, by the way, your little, piddly network that doesn't work out so well, we're going to indicate on our website to our customers which networks to avoid and which networks that actually could support our service. 21CN, thank you very much. So BT turns off the SDN, pulls fire out to everybody's house, whatever, and then you reach around here and the BBC launches a video service that you can basically watch TV whenever you want, like right after BT gets done putting it out working. And then you think about, well, okay, well, what networks can actually support this BT service? Well, it's pretty clear that Tiscali, Carphone Warehouse, and some others came out in the press and said, our networks can't do it, A, and we need money that we don't have, B, so you have to pay for it because you're the one creating the problem. No, that's not the problem. The problem is that the ISP business model doesn't work anymore, and this is the example. Now, that would be the transit provider that sits in the middle. The people that own the endpoints and the people that own the content are in the driver's seat. And they're going to peer directly with each other. And actually, I came up with a product, and I told it to my friends at Rogers up in Canada. I said, what you need to do right now is productize direct interconnections to your eyeballs, basically. And you're going to identify a couple of buildings, 150 Front, 60 Hudson, whatever, and you're going to market that to Air Canada. And you're going to market that to eBay. Guaranteed delivery. My eyeballs to your website. No crap in between. I said, do it now, put it on a piece of paper. You don't need to change any of your infrastructure today. You're way ahead of the curve. You're way ahead of time. And here's why you want to do that. Because it's not going to be long before ABC, NBC, and CBS come out with iPlayers in this country and do the same thing that the BBC is doing in the UK. Because Verizon's just about done bringing Fios to everybody's house. That's exactly, give it 3 months after they're pretty much in every neighborhood, and that's when this thing's going to happen here. And oh, by the way, the BBC blocks access to any IP that's outside of the UK, although I've heard there's ways around that. But this is a limited event at the moment to the United Kingdom. If they opened it up to the world, and anybody could watch BBC, you're talking about a cascading video congestion event on the public internet that will cause more people to seek the high road quicker, and layer 2 becomes, oh my God, gotta have it. And I think that if you look at all the libraries of video that's out there, I mean, just tons and tons of stuff that could be brought out as a service for whatever reason. I mean, BBC right now is giving it away, but it could be 1 million subscription models or whatever else.
It's a public asset, actually, for grids.
Yeah, right. Well, you know what would happen? What would happen if all of a sudden Time Warner Brothers, and you just go down the
It
list.
wouldn't work.
Right, it wouldn't work. And MSN would be negatively impacted, and Yahoo would be negatively impacted, and Google, and basically everybody else that you can think of is on the public cloud. And you can't put the genie back in the bottle once the genie comes out, because obviously trying to tell the BBC, turn that off. Why? Because it's causing a problem. The BBC admits, this is their own statistic, as they say, and they downplay it, that the iPlayer service only represents 5% of all the public transit capacity in the UK. One app, one company, 5%, which means that if there were 19 others, there would be nothing else. Nothing. Wow. Okay, that's pretty scary. And that's exactly where we are, and it's in the press. So, security, diversity, or prudent, which is sort of follow-on from my last presentation, but functionality is essential. If it doesn't work, it's not worth anything. And I just can't see transit providers existing. I think the rate per meg of wholesale transit will fall to 5 cents because it just won't be worth anything. There won't be any guarantee that you can have any type of interaction at any time with anybody. And then you're going to move towards private peering arrangements, like I just talked about the Rogers thing, where the access networks will say, this is where we are, come to us. And the content networks, if they're not already on an IX, which would be very convenient, for the data center of the IX, they would say, okay, I'm going to get some layer 2 circuits into these, points of interest that have the eyeballs, and, it would be Verizon, it would be AT&T, it would be Qwest, it would be the cable companies, and you build your own network. And, it would be like 80-20 rule. Again, Delta.com, 80% will be private peering, 20% will be transit. Hilarious. That's what I think.